Hello, Carlos.
Hi, Kristen.
Yeah. Can we start now? Yeah, the meeting
Yeah,
now.
if
Yeah.
you are recording or streaming, that's okay with me. Oh,
Yeah. I
it's just,
already recording this
right,
video on the YouTube. Yeah.
right. And it says
Mm,
I can't show my camera because I have an alert here that says you cannot
Let
start your
me
video
try.
because the host has
Yeah.
stopped it.
I maybe you are co-host. Yeah.
Right. So I can also show my camera.
Okay. Mm.
And we'll start in 1 minute. Thank you, Charles, for um, waiting. And we are about to start.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it looks like you can see me now, and that's good. So let's get it started. I'm sharing my screen. Happy Friday, everyone. And hello to
Friday.
everyone at Legend. I hope we're good. Can we start now, Kristen?
Yeah.
All right,
Please.
so let's do
Yeah.
it. So the topic today is CMAs. And of course, there are many ways to create CMAs. We have two flavors actually. One is called the quick CMA, and the other one is the full-blown CMA. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of different ways of creating CMAs. We're going to go into Matrix actually, which is right here, Matrix searches to start with that. But let's first of all talk about what a CMA is, right? CMA stands for comparative market analysis. That is when somebody comes up to you and says, I need to sell this house. The client just called me up and they want to learn about the price. How do I come up with that? I've never done it. Well, it's not that difficult. So I'm going to give you an example. It's like when you're selling a car, correct? You have your car, and let's pretend you have a 2005 Toyota Corolla that you want to sell. You don't know the price. What do? Well, you obviously go to maybe cars.com. I hope you can see that on your screen because I'm supposed to be sharing that. Then you go to Kelly Blue Book, which is another reliable one. And then you go to Craigslist or one of those. So I have three right here, uh, Kelly Blue Book. I have cars.com and maybe, like I said, Craigslist. And maybe I can have a few more, correct? Well, you go there to each website and you say, okay, I'm planning to sell my car. It's used. It's this make, this model. And you enter all your information. And well, actually, you don't say you want to sell it. You're looking for a car, right? And then, yeah, it's going to give you all the cars in your area, preferably look for them in your area. You're going to look for cars where you live nearby, not on the other side of the country, right? Which is, for example, the East Coast in Charlotte or Florida. Of course, the value may be different. So after you check each website of cars, then you come up with, okay, cars.com says 5,000 and Kelly Blue Book said 4,500 and Craigslist said this. So you get all those numbers and put them together and average them, divide them by that. So let's say your number was 5,000 and then you go, yeah, now I want to post that car because I want to sell it on one of those websites and I'm going to list it for 4,000 because I want to sell it quickly. Now, when we talk about homes, it's exactly the same thing. You have to find comps. right? That's what it's all about. And there's an easy way to find comps that I'll go through in a couple of minutes. And once you get the comps, there is a slight difference with the cars, right? So the cars were just an example. And doing it with homes, it's pretty similar, except we have something else that you don't have when you sell a car. What is that? You can go and find houses in your area that look alike to the subject property, but also you're going to find the price of how much some of those homes sold for. So that's a lot better, right? With cars, you never know. You just know how much they want for the cars, but you never know how much they sold them for. So that's the beauty of it. We have and we own the system for that. Now, there are many ways of creating CMAs, like I said at the beginning of this session. The first one, and the one we're going to tackle today, is you can use Matrix, right? Which is free. You don't need to pay for it. It's already there for you, and you will quickly come up with a price when they call you, or if you bumped into somebody at Starbucks and they tell you, I need to learn about the price. You can also do it in your phone, but preferably on your computer is better. Maybe you can tell them, I'm going to go back to my office, and in about an hour, I'm going to get back to you with the possible price, right? So Matrix is the main one. What other ways to create CMAs do we have? Well, if you go to tax records, you can also create a CMA. So let me click on tax records, which is realist, and I'm going to give you an address. It's just an example. And every property that you try to come up with the price is different. Every case is unique. So I'm gonna do this 5843 Chesbrough Avenue, and that's in San Jose, California, right? So what you do is you go there. It's gonna give you the tax records for this property, and it goes to property details automatically. This is the proper report. It's telling me that the house has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. The last time they sold the property, they sold it for this much in 2006. The square footage, the lot size, the year built, and property type, single family home. So you can go and check who's the current owner and location of this property as far as school district, census tract, property carrier, zoning, which is important, right? Market area, this has to do with the MLS, right? MLS area 12, which is South San Jose or Blossom Valley. You get the tax information and you get a lot of information. Now, one of the big mistakes that some of the agents make is they go to tax records, they enter the address, they pull this report, and then they go underneath where it says estimated value. So this is according to the county, right? The value of this property should be 1,287,000. This is the median according to them. This is the low, the high, and sort of the median right there. This was created, or they obtained, the county obtained this price with a system they call an AVM, automated valuation model, right? Automated valuation model, and it's an automated system. So all they do is they grab listings from within the area that look alike, same square footage, lot size, number of rooms, and all that. And based on that, all the properties that look alike, they might have a very similar number. So in this case, for this property, it says this is the low, this is the high, this is the medium. But watch out. Remember I said one of the mistakes agents make is they take this number and they go back to the client right away and they say, hey, the county says that this should be the price of your property. They might slap you, right? Because they say, no, my neighbor just sold their property 2 months ago and they got $1.5 million. Well, that's true. It was a very similar house, but they started marketing the property 5 or 6 months ago when the market was up here. You need to always keep an eye on the market, right? Right now, the market is slowing down and prices are going down again. So obviously, they need to understand that. You need to talk to them about the market and all that. You need to educate them. Now, the other problem we have here is that they said, the county says, that they have a confidence score of 64. What does that mean? That means that they're only 64% sure that this should be the price because of the formula, AVM. And by the way, an AVM is used not only at the county. Zillow uses AVMs. Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, HomeSnap, all those companies that are related to the real estate usually use an AVM, which is really great. It's a good indicator, but don't believe that whatever numbers you see right there are the ultimate. In fact, when you are selling a house, you always need to have the appraiser, right? Come up with, I mean, you can come up with a number and you list it like that. If let's put it this way, if I want to refinance my house, I go to Zillow and I can tell them my house is worth 1.5. But no, they send an appraiser so that they get the most accurate. In this case, let's say you don't have the appraiser. You still have to do it yourself. But just be careful with that. Remember, it's the confidence score that tells you, okay, what should I do then? Well, according to them, the AVM or real AVM is a core logic derived value and should not be used in lieu of an appraisal. So what you really have to do, Charles and everybody here, you have to create your CMA. So I would always start with a quick CMA, right? So what is a quick CMA? That's what I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes. So you're going to be able to determine the price in a couple of minutes and then go back to your client and say, okay, this is the potential price for your property right now, not like 2 months ago, right? Right now, because prices change. And then you can go from there. And if the client says, no, I think it should be up here. Well, it's up to you. We can do it like that. But chances are that we're going to sit there with so many days on the market. We're not going to sell it in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. And then we're going to have to drop the price. So like I said, you have to sort of educate your clients as far as what's going on with the market, especially in that area, right? Now, remember what I said? I'm in tax records realist right now. I entered the address and then I jumped to my report. So it opens up automatically. Now I can't create a CMA from here. All I need to do is go to comps right here and it's going to find a few similar properties in the area that just sold. So they use only sold listings, right? And they don't have active pending like we have at the MLS, but it still works. So I have 20 similar properties in the area and I can review them, right? So this is my subject property and I came up with 20. But what I really need to see is this area up here. So if you look at it, it says high, low, median. So it's telling me that the properties in the area are around 1.274, which actually, just as a coincidence, is not too far from what we just saw, the pricing of this home on tax records, right? So we should be around here according to this quick analysis from Realist. But now let me just warn you, today we came up with a similar number and that's fine. But in reality, most of the times you go there and the number is completely off. That's because, again, they just consider sold property. So there is nothing like going to Matrix and analyzing or finding your comps, your actives, contingents, pendings, and solds. Not only solds, right? We'll do that. Now, how do you create your CMA? You just say, okay, I'm good with all those properties. If you want to remove one of them, simply, let's say, I don't want this one on Jonquil Drive, right? You just deselect it and it will take 19 out of 20. But I'm good with all of them. So I'm going to generate my report. That's it. That's my CMA, right? Well, let me take it back. Before you create the CMA, I said we had to come up with a price using a quick CMA. Is that right? So I'm gonna leave it there right now. I want to step back right here. Well, this is my full CMA using tax records. It says, Carlos, you found 20 comps within a 2-mile radius with 3 to 4 bedroom houses and at least 2 bathrooms and blah, blah, blah. This is your subject property, your first property. This is my quick analysis, right? The low, the high, the medium price that we already saw. And here we have my subject property, comp 1, comp 2, comp 3, and comp 4 and comp 5 side by side, right? Comparing them to your subject property. Now, I'm going to go back to my beginning right here. I'm going to leave it right there. So let me step back, going back to our original website. This is pro.mlslistings.com. Just as a reminder, we have a new website right there. If you click on this image, you're going to go back to this. This is the new dashboard. You got to start off from here, go to search, realist, search, RPR, if you have to go there, or matrix. And I have my shortcuts already here, all right, for those. Matrix dashboard, realist. I think we talked about this before. If you don't recognize this, there is a video about the new dashboard. I can send it over to you, or we can talk about this the next time. But so, going back to the original one, because most of you are still familiar with this. So we already said we have a couple of ways of creating CMAs, right? Matrix is the main one. We already know that we can create CMAs using tax records that I already showed you. And there is a few more. We can also use RPR. This is a tool that was created by NAR for you. It stands for Realtors Property Resource. I can go there, I can pull the property report, and then I can create a CMA. I'm gonna try to cover that at the end of the class, but let's recap right away. So Matrix, the main one, I can use Realist, which is not recommended, but you can still use it. I have RPR. There is another one on our store. If you go to this button, we have one product called Cloud CMA. Some of the brokerages in the area already hired Cloud CMA for their agents, so you only pay a minimal fee. I don't know about Legend, if you guys already have this. Maybe not. Then you will need to do it individually. You say, oh, I like Cloud CMA for my CMAs, so I'm going to order it. But remember, this is a paid service. You pay $45 a month or $345 per year, or I think it's $500 for every 2 years. Now, let me just tell you, this is a great product. It was created in 2007 in Orange County, Cloud CMA. Then they came up with a couple of other products. But you don't have to buy it. If you only create one CMA per year, why do you want to waste $350? Don't do it, right? Go with the free stuff that we have for you. It's actually not free because you pay your membership to the MLS. Go with that. Go with Matrix or with RPR that I'm going to show you next, right? So this is a great product. Your CMAs look very professional if you ever decide to purchase it, the membership for 1 year, but only again if you create many. And they provide you with a couple of other things. Now, they have two methods of creating CMAs here. They have the standard way where you go to Matrix, you look for your comps yourself, your active, contingent, pending, and sold. Then you import those into Cloud. And I'm going to show you later on where that button is. And you generate your CMA. That's the standard way. That's the best way. Or they have the second way, which is you just provide them with the subject properties address, and in like 2 minutes they send you the rapid CMA, and then you can go back to your client and say, hey, the value of your property is this. But the problem with that one, the quick and dirty, is that you never know how far they went from the subject property. You never know if they went like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 miles away. So I see it as a problem. I think they refined it during the last couple of years, but still, I think it's better to do the standard way. Now, that's another alternative So let me step back, going back to the home page. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have Cloud CMA from our store. Is there another one? Yes, right? If you have at Legend, maybe they provided you with a tool to run searches and create your CMAs. That's still valid. I don't know if you have one. Some brokerages do. And that's still okay because they receive the data feed from us. So you can use theirs. Also, if you use HomeSnap, you can use HomeSnap to pull the report and then create a rapid CMA in about 1 or 2 minutes. So it automatically tells you, okay, this is your report. Pick out of this list of 12 active listings, pick 3, and then you generate your rapid CMA, right? It's not going to be that accurate, but it's going to give you an idea so that you can discuss it with the client. The same thing with RPR. They have their mobile version, and you can also do that as well. All right. So we have like 5 or 6 different ways of creating. Let's just recap one more time. Matrix, Realist, number 2. We had RPR is number 3. We have what else? The store, Cloud CMA, that's 4. We have the one from your company. If you have one, that'd be 5. We have MLS Touch and HomeSnap. No, I mean HomeSnap, and I'm hearing some music here. Is it probably one of you playing music? We can mute Kristen. I don't think it's me. Let me check the attendees. Can you just put yourself to mute? Hit that button. I don't think it's me at all, but I'm hearing some music here. Well, I'm gonna have to continue with it anyway. Or actually, let me see if I have the mute all button here, Kristen. I don't see it on my end. Can you try to mute everybody? I can't mute. I can mute everybody. Maybe Kaibo, is that you with the music? Kaibo Hong? Check it out. Well, anyway, I'm hearing the music. I'm gonna try to do it while I hear the music because we have to continue with the class. So let's talk about quick CMA now. Remember, you bumped into that client this morning. They said, I want to sell my property. What is the price? So this is what you do. I want to go over the quick CMA, right? To determine the price of your listing. Go to Matrix Search first. And I hope you can see my screen. We're going to go for active, contingent, pending, and sold. And we usually recommend going for those, right? Active, contingent, pending, sold. And then you say, well, the property that I'm analyzing is this one, right? What was that? I had 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So I want to go for step back, going back to Matrix. I want anything between 3 to 4 bedrooms. You can say specifically 4 and 2, right? That's all I want. But I always give it a leeway. I say 3 to 4 and at least 2 bathrooms to have a few more. What else do I need? I need to refine my search. I need to compare apples to apples. So what I do, I go back to Realist. So I always leave it open, right? I leave my report open as I'm building my quick CMA. And I say, I'm looking for properties within a specific price range. I mean, square footage right here. This one has 1,500 and 6,500. Just remember that. And if you don't remember, that's why leave the tab open all the time so you can come back all the time, right? Go back to Matrix and say, well, my square footage was 1,500. I'm going to round it up. I'm going to go 1,300 to 1,700, 200 up, 200 down. Or you can say 300 up, 300 down. It's up to you. I'm trying to narrow it. And then whatever fits there, I'm going to get those comps, right? Similar, very similar homes. With a lot size, we have 6,500. Is that right? My lot size. I can say I want anything from 6,000 to 7,000. So it's 500 up 500 down, correct? Now, I'm not done yet. I need to tell the system where I'm looking. I'm not going to go by county, by city, by area, by zip code. No, I mean, you can do zip code, but that's not what you want. You really want to find the properties nearby, near that property. So you're going to go below where it says map search. Don't pick that one. Go below where it says within 1 mile of, and the address of your potential client, 5843 Chesbro, right? Then the system will ask you, do you mean this? You go, sure, that's what I meant. And as soon as you do that, the system shows you this in red. That means you found your properties within a mile. Now, I come up with 1,691. Is that correct? No, right? What did I forget? I forgot one very important thing. When I did active, contingent, pending, and sold, I'm supposed to tell the system on the sold listings how far back I want to go. So I only need the last 30 days. So if the market is active, you can go the last 30 days and you're going to have plenty. If the market is very slow, you might need to go 60 days back or 90 days back. So right now, I'm going to do the last 30 days on active listings, active contingent, on sold listings, active contingent pending, and last 30 days on sold listings. Now, what type of property am I analyzing? According to tax records, this is a single family home, right? So go back to your previous tab and select single family home. And all right, so we already filled in everything else. We're all good. I came up with only 10 listings within 1 mile, 10 similar listings within 1 mile of this property. Is that enough? Maybe. So I'm going to jump to results right here. And there are two things that you have to do here. One of them is check the price column and see if there's an outlier. What is an outlier? If, for example, my range goes from 1,090,000 to 1,370,000, right? All of a sudden I see one listing for 2.5 or 3.5 million dollars with the same square footage and lot size. That is an outlier. I will need to kill it to take it out. How do I do that? I'm gonna select, let's pretend it's this one, the one I don't like, on Los Huecos Drive. Select it, go to refine and discard it, right? Or you select all of them and uncheck that one. In this case, I'm good with pricing. The other thing I check is outliers for days on the market. So let's say right now everything is fine with 47 days on the market. You can sort it out like that from low to high, high to low. So 93 days on the market on San Lorenzo Drive. So I want to say that's still okay. But if you see one listing with 300 days on the market, you don't want that as part of this list. You need to kill it, right? Remove it, go back to refine, discard it, etc. Well, in this case, I'm good with all of them. All I need to do is click on Quick CMA right here. And what am I doing here? I'm generating this Quick CMA to determine the price quickly for my client because they're still waiting. It's telling me within 1 mile of that, of your client's address, there are 3 active listings. This is the price, the average price, average list price on that. Now, this is for the contingent. There is one, pending, there is one. So the price, but I'm gonna go right here to sold listings, right? So it says they wanted this for this property, 1.398. They sold it for 1.370. So prices are going below the asking price. So people are not getting, in most of the cases, more in some of the areas. So this one, they wanted this, they got that. So to make it simple, this is important, right? But go to the bottom of the page where you see the quick stats analysis. So it's telling me that those that are currently listed are listed between 1,090,000 to 1.398. So this is the median price. And those that are for sale, this is the median price. So literally we are somewhere around 1.25 million dollars. So I feel comfortable about this. This is my range, right? Sometimes you have 1.3 and 1.2 and you have to go to the middle, so it's still 1.25. But so that is your high, your low, and go to the middle point, and then that's the one you're going to use for your client. So I feel good right now. I can go back to my client and tell my client, you know, I know prices were higher 2 months ago. You're probably expecting 1.3, 1.4. That's not happening anymore. Let's list your property for 1.25, and so that we can attract some buyers and you can sell it. If you list it too high right now, you're gonna make a big mistake. You're gonna sit there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and you're not gonna sell, and maybe you're gonna have to cancel or drop the price dramatically. So I feel really good about it. It's just an example, right? So you do whatever you feel is comfortable with you. So I'm just saying I would do it. Carlos would do it, but we're all different and every situation is different. So I'm gonna say, yeah, 250. So now this is the time when you ask your client, Charles or Kaibo or any of you, right? You ask your client, okay, are you comfortable with that? If they say no, I don't want to do it, that's fine. But then they go, you know what? Well, you ask him actually, you know what? Have you ever done anything to this property? Because we're gonna list it for about this price. And they say, no, I've never touched my property in 20 years. It needs a new roof, new kitchen, new this. So you go like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you were expecting 1.25 or a little bit more, you might not, because you need to replace the roof. You need to remodel this, remodel that before. So maybe 100 minus, 100K minus, 200K, depending on what you need. Now, it's the time of the truth, right? You need to generate the actual CMA. How do you create the full CMA? You're going to go back to Matrix, right? And you're going to start exactly the same way that you did for the quick CMA, right? You say active, contingent, pending, and sold. This is for your full CMA now, right? Remember, you told your client to hold on. You need to get back to them with a deeper analysis. They don't know what it's called. We call it CMA. It's the full-blown CMA. So you start exactly the same way. Active, contingent, pending, sold, last 30 days. What if you don't come up with enough listings? So we can go 60 days back, not 360, 60 days back. That's why there's 0. And remember, this is for the sold listings only. If you don't put anything there, it's going to take you back 20 years in history for the sold listings within a mile, right? So be careful with that. So 30 days back, 60 days back, it could be 90 days back, no more than that, because 120 days ago, prices were up here. Right now, they're not. So I would not go beyond 90 days. Even right now, considering the market like dropping, I would probably go 60 days back at the most. That's going to give me a few more properties to work with. See, I have 17. With the other one, with 30 days back, I only have 10, right? So let's go 60 days back on this. You're going to do exactly the same thing, or I could say 3 to 5. 4 is the middle, but I still have 17 and at least 2. Everything the same. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention is you for the quick CMA and for the full CMA, do not enter the list price. That's what you're trying to come up with. So what you do here is, remember, just go below, make sure you say within 1 mile of this property. I came up with 17 when I narrowed that down with square footage and lot size. And then what do I do after that? I'm going to jump to my results. Now, here is what we do different, opposite to the quick CMA. Remember the quick CMA, we chose everything. We just clicked quick CMA, right? Not on this one. To create your full CMA, you have to be more careful. You have to select 3 actives, 3 pendings, and 3 sold. Well, if you don't have 3 actives, just 1, that's fine. And you just have 1 pending, that's fine. But it is recommended to have 3, 3, and 3, right? That'd be ideal. So what do we do here? First of all, I'm going to sort them out by status right here, this button, this column. Now I have active, spendings, and sold, right? And you need to analyze quickly your square footage and lot size. For example, this one is very low on square footage compared to my actual property, 15 something square feet, right? So I don't need this active. I might need this one, which is similar with 1530. So this is almost identical, right? Let's say you do the second one and the third one. AC, I want to take it as an active. I only have one pending. As I said before, there's not much going on. I'm still okay with that one. Ideally, I would need to have 3. And then I need 3 sold, right? On the sold ones, I have many. I can select like Arapaho Drive, this one with 1516, which is exactly the same that we have. We have another one with the same on Comanche Drive. So I'm going to select that. So do your quick analysis. First of all, look for your outliers. If they're wrong, kick them out. If they're going to mess up your equation for price and days on the market, right? Like we did earlier for the quick CMA. And then do your deeper analysis here with square footage and lot size, anything that is very similar to your subject property. Now, I selected my 3 actives, my 3, only one pending. I need one more sold listing. I want to choose Navajo Court with the same exact thing. So I already have my active pending sold. Now, remember before I selected everything, I went to quick CMA to determine the price. Not this time. I'm going to go to there is a button right here. This is quick CMA, the one we used earlier, right? Which is pretty much, you remember this one, right? And you don't need to, by the way, when you do your quick CMA to determine the price, you don't need to send 17 or 10 pages to your clients, whatever number of pages you have. Just send them page 1 and page 2 probably. If you have this within page 1, that's all you need. Ignore the rest of the pages. You just do something like I can do this. Let me show you a quick trick right here. I'm gonna make this smaller. I'm gonna get a screenshot of just that area, right? I can go to my email and I can create an email and send this to my client. And I'm only sending them this quick analysis, right? And so I don't need to send them the whole like 10 pages, 17 pages right there. Try to make it bigger and send it to Peter, if that's your client, right? He'll get that. And then you go over that single page or 2 pages with them. So that's the quick trick I wanted to show you on that. Now, going back to our full CMA, right? We selected 3, 3, and 3. I'm about to click the full CMA. This is the full process. Now, before I do that, I just wanted to show you. Remember I talked about Cloud CMA? It is right here. I do have it. I have a membership. If you don't have that membership, you click on it and you land on a page where they try to sell it to you, right? And unless you pay for it, you're going to see this. Well, I already have it, but what I wanted to show you is it imported all the MLS numbers, my 3 active, my 1 pending, my 3 sold that I selected in Matrix. I brought them here, or I can do, remember I mentioned it at the beginning of the class, we have the standard way, which is this, and we have the quick and dirty way. So the quick and dirty way is just checking by proximity within the property, right? So by proximity, I would do this one instead, right? And then you just follow the process. So I just wanted to show it to you. I have access, you don't. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. But so I'm gonna go into CMA now. I already have my 3 actives, 1 pending, I found only, and 3 sold. What's next? So you're gonna have a wizard at the top. So that's the number of steps you have to create a CMA. Pages, subject, cover sheet comps, etc. I'm going to start with this, right? The contact, my contact's name, Peter Ganem, that's my client. If you don't have that client, you have a new client, you can always go and say, it is Jenny Smith and her email address. And so you have that client. You're not sending anything to that client. You're just saving. You're going to save this CMA when you're done under that person's name, right? And then you say Chesbro home or whatever you want, 5843, which is the address, 5843 Chesbro home. And remember, once you create the full CMA that you're going to send to your client later, you're going to keep it here for 720 days, which is 2 years. I'm going to tell you one thing. You can keep it, but if, let's say the client doesn't want to move on right now, 3 months later, they say, can we do it again? You cannot use the same CMA that you created 3 months ago because the market was different. You would need to start all over. So it is just good to keep it here as a record, but you would need to create a new CMA for that client that wants to sell their property at 5843, right? Now, I'm done with the first step. Second step says pages. So when you get here, you usually don't see anything over here, right? And this is grayed out. All your steps are going to be grayed out. Now, you need to build your report. You need to say, I need a cover sheet with a photo. When you select that, these 3 are already active. Then what else do you need? My adjustments, right? Adjustments, see, it's grayed out. I need price adjustments. I need my summary list. I need charts. What type of charts do you need? I'm going to recommend you to do the full summary, area summary, and summary report. I usually try to avoid the pro report because it adds like 20 extra pages, but it's totally up to you. You can still add it. And then if you don't want it, you can always delete it. And you can always move the pages around, right? I want this up here. I want my map. I'm missing my map and my pricing. Where are they? Pricing recommendation is here under charts and comparisons. So I already added it. See, now it's lit. And now I need one more, map. So I'm all good. This is my standard report that I want to create every time. So that you don't have to do it over and over, creating the number of pages that you need here or your report, set it as a default. So every time you start a CMA, the standard pages are there. You just move on to the subject proper, right? Now, if you want to add extra pages like your bio and other stuff, the information of your company, go to manage my custom pages at the bottom of that. Choose the PDF file. Let's say it's this one and add it, right? And then once you added it, upload it. Don't forget to upload it. See, now I see right there. And you save it, right? Once you save it, it's going to appear. Let's say this is my bio. I want to add it to my report. How do I do it? I just selected it. I added 4 documents to my CMA that I'm going to create. And I want those at the top, right? If they were real, I will leave them, but they're fake. So, because that's one of my Amazon orders. So I'm going to delete them. But if you want, that's the way you add extra pages to your report. Now I'm all good. I'm going to continue with my subject. How do I add my subject property to this whole thing? It's really easy. You can type it in manually, but you might make a mistake, especially with the map location and all that. And you need to type in every remark. If somebody already added it in the past, it's a lot easier. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you a little trick. I'm going to jump back to my realist report for that property, right? And scroll through. And in the middle of the page, there is a section that says MLS listings. So this property has been listed only once for the last 30 years or so. So, but at least somebody did it. I can copy, control copy, and go back. And I'm going to step back here. And instead of doing it manually, I want to use my second option and enter it, right? Now, if nobody has listed the property, you won't be able to do this. You have to do the manual process. Well, you have to do it. Now, I'm going to say fill. It gave me all the information from the last time they listed this property. I can change the remarks because they belong to the other agent. I can change if they added an extra bathroom now. Since that time, I can say, oh yeah, this one has 3 bathrooms, right? Or whatever it is. You can change stuff here. And the age, it's actually 60 years now from the last time they listed it, right? That's the age of the property. You can add extra custom fields and all that. Then I'm good with that. I would always check the save button to save every now and then. It's like when you're working on a Word document or Excel, you don't want to miss it. If something happens, there's a power outage, go and save it, right? But don't worry so much. The system is auto saving every now and then. And if there's a power outage, you can always go back and recover it right here to my matrix, my CMAs, and it will be there listed. You can open it up and continue to edit and work on it. But so I prefer to click the little floppy disk every now and then. If you ask a kid what is a floppy disk, they don't know because only those of us who grew up during that time know what that is. So I'm done with this. I'm gonna go to my cover sheet. At this point, I can replace the photo if that's not the correct one. You need to update it actually and say, yeah, this goes for to my Mr. Peter Ganem. Ganem, 5843 is the address, Chesbro Avenue. And then you say this is in San Jose or wherever it is, Los Altos, and the state and the zip code 95123 and maybe the phone, right? So you're good with that. You can also modify your information, override it, and I'm good with that. Save, go to comps. Don't worry about the comps because that's exactly the first thing you did when we started this, remember? So we had 3 actives. Well, one of them was active contingent, but let's count it as an active property. 1 pending, I didn't have more than that, and 3 sold, right? So I'm good with that. I'm gonna select them all and move on. If I wanted to add more, I can still go to add from my listings. Remember, initially we came up with like 10 or 11 or 12. It would put me back to that list where I found these, and I can grab one of those extra ones and add it, right? And then I'm gonna move to the next page, map. So you need to select them. Now on the map, I have my subject property in blue, which is this property, your client's property, my 3 active, my 1 pending, and my 3 sold, right? Active, active contingent, pending, and sold, whatever it is. Next, go to adjustment. So here is a very tricky part. If I were you, I would not try to adjust little things. I only go through and you go to this bar. And first of all, this is my subject property here, right? These are my 2 active contingent, pending, and sold that I selected. If you check the first column here and the second column, they are both identical, correct? No change unless you adjust something. Now, how do you adjust? If you look at bathrooms, my subject property has 2 and all the other properties that I found have 2. So I don't need to adjust anything. With bedrooms, my subject property has 4. This one has 3. So there is one that I need to adjust. I need to make it look like a 4. So you need to find out what the price is for an extra bedroom in that area, in that zip code, with your broker or with an appraiser. And let's say it's 170,000 right now as we speak, right? When you enter it, it has a built-in equation. It's gonna calculate that for you. It simply added 170 more to this amount, making it this. Now the 2 columns are different. Now I'm done. I'm gonna check pricing, right? And it's gonna provide me with what they think the suggested price is, which I believe it's exactly what we said at the beginning, right? So we're lucky we came up with something. So they give you pricing at the top, the low, the average, the high, but they said this is the median and this is the adjusted after you added your comps, right? Which is this. So I'm happy, and I'm gonna tell my client, we can list your property, and let's still be risky at this and say 1,250, right? 1,250K to 1,270,000 at the highest, right? I'm within that price, and I believe I can still probably get it. So I'm confident because there are still properties for sale and all that. So I'm good. I'm gonna hit save, and I'm done. when I hit save, finish, this is going to show me, okay, Carlos, here's your CMA. I can email it to my client right now, but if I'm not happy, well, I need to review it first, right? If I review it and there is something I don't like, I can always go back and make changes and rerun it. So this is the way your CMA is going to look right there, right? With your photo, your info, it was prepared for this client, the address, your subject property, the comps that you found. Remember the first active, the second active against that. And then you have 3 actives and then, well, active contingent, 1 pending and 3 solds that we had, right? Sold, sold, sold against that. And then you're going to have your quick analysis, why they think that should be the price, right? That's comparing all of them. But we came up with the price initially. And then you have reports and reports. And again, full summary of compared listings right there. And we are somewhere around here. We always go by the median, by the way. Let me highlight that. Oh, I can't, not on this one. I thought I was on WebEx. So yeah, so let's just go through the numbers. If you want to be specific, you can just provide this to your client. You already told them why you think the price should be this, right? But this is a deeper analysis. So I'm happy that might be the price for this property. Let's do it. All right, so we're all done. We covered quick CMA and full CMA using matrix. Now, last but not least, and I'm not gonna cover the entire thing today. You've probably already seen it. We also said we could use realtor's property resource, RPR here. I think I also showed you another way, right? The realist, you just pull the report by typing in the address, and then you say, get the comps, and that's going to be your CMA. But RPR is a little bit different. It's very sophisticated. It's good. So you go to RPR, and hopefully you already created your account. You need your NRDS number to access this. You are going to have to type in the address. But let's say you don't know anything about RPR. You just want to do it quickly. There is a shortcut right here, create a CMA. When you click create a CMA, it says, are you ready to get started? Do you want me to walk you through the steps? You say, okay, yes, show me. And it says, okay, first enter the address, right? 5843 Chesbrough Avenue. And then you say, okay, go. When you go to the next step, it says, click this button to start your CMA. Click, and then it says, confirm that this is the property you're talking about. You review everything, square footage, you say good. And then it says, confirm the facts. And then it says, find your comps. It says you're talking about a single family home. We already know that. You're looking for active, pending, and sold. And then you say, do you want the past 3 months, the last month, the last week? I'm going to say the last month only for this, right? Or you say a specific date range. And I want any 3 to 4 bedroom house with at least 2 bathrooms. I want to change that. And they provide you with potential square footage and lot size. And then you just say, okay, go ahead and search for similar properties. So you're going to have to find, again, your 3 actives. In this case, these are sold, right? Active, pending, and sold. I chose 3 sold listings. Of course, you have to go and diligently check square footage and lot size and make sure that's a match. But I'm going to say these 3 are okay. These 3 sold properties. If they have the blue star, they are even better matches because they use them for coming up with prices for other properties. So I have my 3 sold. I'm looking for 3 actives. I have the first active, second active, third active. Is that right? I need some pendings. Pending. This is pending, pending, and pending. So let's say you do this diligently. You take your time to analyze them and you go, okay, I have 9 that I selected, active, pending, sold. I want to update my valuation and close. And then it says, okay, your price should be around here. Well, it came up a little bit high because remember, I didn't do it carefully. I just chose them randomly. So it went a little bit too high, right? And then you say, yeah, create my report. But if you say, no, still too high, I still insist, it should be 1,270,000, right? Something like that. So that's my recommended price. You can enter a minimum and a maximum. 1,250,000 is my minimum. Oh, no, not that one. 1,250,000 is my minimum. And let's say you go as high as 1,290,000, right? Right there. So this is the price I want, my low, my high, etc. Save it. This was what the system came up with. Of course, it was kind of crazy because I just chose them randomly. And I just say create my report. It brings you to the reports area. Automatically says this is the seller's report. It's already checked off. You can go expand it and say, I want this, I want that. I don't want the AARP livability. And then you say run this report, and that's it. It's going to generate your CMA, and it's going to look very, very good, very professional. So when you go to your reports, let me go to reports right there, actually to my homepage, and then you go to your reports right here, right? View my reports. It looks like he deleted my previous reports because I already had created CMAs for other properties, but it looks like it just refreshed my entire thing and removed everything. So we will need to wait for this that is being generated, right? I don't think it's ready yet. Oh, it is. So it is the same thing, right? Same property, 5843, but it was created like 2 months ago, I believe. And the price was higher, as you can see, right? After my comp analysis, I said, no, it should be this. But so I just wanted to show you the look and feel on this report. It looks very professional. How much do you pay for this? Nothing, right? This is the free version. It's very similar to the one from Cloud CMA, but this is free. You don't pay for anything. So I'm going to stop it right here. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. That's me again, Carlos Rodriguez, corporate trainer at MLS Listings. My information right there, 408-874-0217 is the office. We're not in the office right now. 408-709-9456 is my actual phone number. 709-9456. You can send me a text message if you get stuck with something, and I can always get back to you. And here is my email address right there. All right, I'm going to stop it right here. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Let me stop sharing. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Kaibo. And thank you, everyone, right there watching this as a pre-recorded webinar. All right.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're very, very welcome. All right. You're very welcome. It is always a pleasure to be here. So let me know. Well, let Kristen know what type of topics you're interested in, so we can talk about that the next time. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, everyone. Say hi to Jerry. All right. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, everyone. Kaibo, Kristen. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.